remember when I took exams in school, all the wisdom in my head would come in handy when I chose the answers. But when it comes to life's decisions, there isn't always a 100% right answer. Life is not a tennis match. Only one side can win. How do you resolve all of life's conflicts and live a successful and happy life? Welcome to Audible Wisdom. In 12 minutes we'll cover the main points of the third option, the key to solving all of life's problems. This way you can build a life of wisdom and wealth in a short time by learning this book. This book was written by Stephen Covey. He's a master of success. Time magazine has recognized Covey as a master of human potential. He's been named one of the 25 most influential people in America. He's known for his work in leadership theory, family and relationships, and personal management. He has dedicated his life to proving to the public that everyone is in control of their own destiny through insightful and direct guidance. In his book, Covey presents a unique way of thinking. This model emphasizes the principles of seeing yourself, seeing the other person, and knowing each other intimately, to maximize the effectiveness of creating win-win situations, whether it's personal, family, workplace, or national governance. The third choice mindset can help solve seemingly intractable problems. Covey has long studied the lives and behaviors of highly effective people. The third choice is a very important conclusion and discovery. Pursuing the third choice is an opportunity to change our mindset. Stop unnecessary arguments. Open up and listen to each other and build a better future. Today we will explain 4 thinking modes, the key to solving all of life's problems. Let's start by understanding what the third option is. The third option is a way of solving problems, especially dilemmas. It's not your way or my way. It's a way of thinking that goes beyond personal interests to find a better solution. In life, we're often faced with a dilemma. For example, work or rest, career or family. These are all binary choices. The third choice is to find a better, creative solution that benefits both parties. How to realize the third choice? The third choice way of thinking consists of 4 steps. We'll talk about the 4 principles today. Let's use work as an example. The first is to see yourself. Recognize that you want the project to succeed and you have your own unique way of working. The second is to see the other person. Understand that your co-workers also want the project to succeed and have their own professional opinions. Third, try to understand the other person. Actively listen to your colleagues and understand their logic and concerns. The fourth is to use synergy. Discuss and combine the strengths of both parties to develop a more efficient way of working to improve the success of the project. Let's take a simple example. Husbands and wives often clash over trivial matters or major decisions. For example, one partner may want to spend more time with the family, while the other may want to work more for financial security. The traditional dichotomy is to stick to one's guns or accommodate the other. But this can lead to long-term resentment and conflict. By using these 4 principles, you can set aside your personal positions, understand each other's needs, and work together to create a harmonious family environment. The third option is not only a way to solve problems, but also a positive and creative approach to life. It allows us to move beyond binary thinking to find better options and create a win-win future. Let's start with mindset 1. I see myself. I see myself means deep self-knowledge. Realizing that you are not just an ordinary person in society, but a unique individual. Let me explain this with a vivid example. You're standing in a crowd of people all wearing similar uniforms and doing similar jobs. And then suddenly you realize that you are an individual, capable of independent judgment and action. You're no longer just an employee or a student, but a person with dreams, values, and unique experiences. This self-awareness gives you confidence, because you know you are not a copy of someone else. You can think for yourself and make decisions that are right for you instead of blindly following others. Your actions are no longer limited by society's expectations, but are based on your own ideas and beliefs. Mindset 2. I see you. You're in a busy subway station and people are rushing around. Everyone seems like a blur. Then you notice an old man. He's limping along, holding a bouquet of flowers. You can choose to ignore him as a passerby, or you can use the same mindset I see you. You decide to walk up to him, smile and say, "Hello, sir, that's a nice bouquet of flowers for your wife." The old man has a grateful smile on his face. He tells you that the flowers are in honor of his late wife. You begin to talk. He shares many fond memories of her. At that moment, you no longer see an old man, but a person with a story, with emotion, with warmth. Your empathy is awakened. You're willing to listen to his story and share a brief moment with him. That's the power of ISU. It allows us to go beyond the superficial and really care about people, to understand their needs and their feelings, whether we're dealing with strangers or people close to us. With this mindset, we can create deeper relationships and make the world a warmer, better place. This mindset also applies in the workplace. For example, suppose you have a disagreement with a coworker. You may choose to see the other person as merely an adversary or a competitor. But if you really apply the ICU mindset, you'll see the other person as someone with a unique experience and perspective. By actively listening and understanding your colleague's point of view, you can find common ground and work together. You may even come up with solutions that are better than what either of you could have done alone. This not only helps solve the problem at hand, but also increases team cohesion and cooperation. Mindset 3, trying to understand you. This mindset emphasizes the importance of building a deeper understanding with others. It allows us to go beyond the surface of conflict to truly understand the needs and feelings of others. Let's take a work example. Say you have a conflict with a colleague at work and you don't see eye to eye. You disagree because you have different ways of working, different goals, or different values. The traditional response is to avoid or defend your position. But that doesn't necessarily solve the problem. It just deepens the disagreement. Now you've decided to use the "I try to understand you" mindset. You've taken the initiative to sit down with your colleagues and listen to their points of view. You don't interrupt, you don't argue, you just listen. By listening intently, you make the other person feel respected and valued. Ask open-ended questions to better understand their thinking. For example, you might ask, "Why do you think this approach will be more effective?" Or "What are your goals?" These questions not only help you understand the other person's position, but they also show that you're interested in and value their ideas. You're putting yourself in their shoes, understanding their needs and challenges. It's not about agreeing, it's about understanding. You may find that there are many similarities between their concerns and your own. You try to find common ground to create a better solution. You may both want the project to succeed, just in different ways. By emphasizing the common goal, you can find a way to meet the needs of both parties. In this way, you don't just resolve conflict, you build deeper relationships. Your employees will feel respected and cared for, and will be more likely to work with you to find a solution. As a result, your work efficiency and team cohesiveness will be greatly improved. Mindset 4. Create synergy with others. This mindset encourages us to stop arguing, attacking, and antagonizing and instead look for better solutions that transcend both parties. Let me illustrate this with a common problem in couples. Division of housework. The husband thinks he's doing a lot and the wife thinks she's doing a lot. The traditional approach is to argue and blame, but that doesn't solve the problem, it can make it worse. Now they've decided to use the same create synergy with others mindset. First, they sit down and discuss the goals of the division of housework. Through deeper conversations, they realized that they both wanted a more harmonious and orderly household. Instead of focusing on who's doing how much, they realized they both share the same goals. Next, instead of arguing about who's doing more and who's doing less, they worked together to find better solutions. For example, they might consider hiring a housekeeper to share some of the chores. Or they could create a detailed chore plan that clarifies their respective responsibilities. During the discussion, the husband begins to understand his wife's needs and feelings, and the wife understands her husband's stress and hardship. Instead of attacking each other, they respect and understand each other's positions and feelings. Eventually, they came up with a unique approach. They worked together every weekend to do the housework, turning it into a team activity. Not only did this take the burden off of each other, but it also strengthened their relationship. Housework became less of a burden and more of a time they could enjoy together. With this mindset, instead of being trapped in a cycle of aggression and blame, they created a better solution together. This not only solves the problem of division of housework, but also strengthens their relationship, making family life more harmonious and happier. The create synergy with others mindset applies not only to couples, but also to work, friendships, and other interpersonal relationships. At work, for example, when team members disagree, they can find ways to meet each other's needs and improve efficiency through collaborative goal setting, creative thinking, and mutual respect. In friendships, when there are disagreements, it's possible to understand and respect the other person's point of view and find a mutually acceptable solution, rather than arguing about who's right and who's wrong. Finally, I'd like to share 5 of my favorite quotes from this book by Stephen Covey. They're not just for personal growth. They're about love and caring for all of humanity, and they demonstrate his desire for a better world. 1. If you try to please everyone, you will end up pleasing no one, least of all yourself. This quote reminds us that true success lies not in pleasing others, but in being true and faithful to ourselves. It's only when we are balanced within ourselves that we can truly influence others. 2. Everyone wants to be understood and is eager to express themselves, but neglects to listen. This underscores the importance of listening. True communication is not only about expressing ourselves, but also about understanding others. Only through listening can we build deeper relationships. 3. Win-win is not about interpersonal skills. It's about thinking holistically. This quote tells us that success is not a game of winning. Only through mutual respect and mutual benefit can we create a better world. 4. It's not the tragedy that hurts the most. It's the acquiescence that allows it to happen to you. This quote reminds us that we have the freedom to choose our own response. We can choose to be active rather than passive in the face of external stimuli. 5. See issues from the other person's point of view and understand the needs and concerns of others with integrity. This quote emphasizes the importance of empathy. Only by truly understanding others can we better communicate with them and create win-win situations.
Thank you for listening to Audible Wisdom. If you found this episode useful, don't forget to share it with your family and friends. See you next time.